Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first sports podcast. I am Brian.
And I am James.
It is very nice to hopefully get to meet our audience eventually in the future. So, this podcast, as it suggests, this is our first episode. We're going to be talking about sports. What else would it be? So, you may be asking, what do these sports include?
Well, they include the WWE, the NFL, NASCAR, and maybe even a little insight on the NBA and the NHL. Pretty much literally every sport you could think of.
Yes, sir. Maybe not tennis, but we'll see about that. Baseball. Don't forget baseball. We got to mention that when baseball season's coming around as well. So this first podcast. So first, it's our introduction. Like I said, my name is Brian.
And my name is James.
And I am a diehard Bills fan. Will always be, and I will die as a Bills fan.
And I will be dying as a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan.
Yeah, unbelievable. Can't believe this guy. But
okay, buddy.
Yeah, can't believe that guy. But anyway, so without further ado, let's get to our topics today. So our first topic, we're going to be talking about a few today. We're going to be first talk about the Elimination Chamber WWE event that is coming on tonight, I believe at 6 o'clock. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Next event, we're going to be talking about NASCAR, New Circuit of America's track layout. See predictions on that.
And the rising story of Connor Zilisch making his Cup debut in Trackhouse Racing's fourth part-time car.
Yes, sir. Sounds very interesting, even though I have no clue who that guy is. All right, third topic for today. Big one. The NFL Scouting Combine and NFL Draft. Some standout players from the first 2 days. And we got today as the quarterbacks and receivers will come out. And we'll see some throwing from some good prospects. Talk about that, upcoming draft, give some mock draft opinions and predictions. Then we'll just round out with some news around sports, NBA, NHL, and MLB, and all that. Just some small news, and that's how we're going to wrap this episode up for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started, shall we?
Let's shall.
So we're going to start off with our first topic, the Elimination Chamber. So let's start off. Men's Elimination Chamber match. We have some sad news for you guys, unfortunately.
Somebody leaked the winner!
Somebody leaked the winner of the chamber match onto a YouTube community page, which I have not seen, but unfortunately my partner in crime here has. So he will not be giving an opinion on the men's chamber match today, but I will. I swear the winner I say is not the actual winner, or if I say it and he does win, please forgive me, because I have no clue. I'm being completely honest, I have no clue who the winner is yet. So, let's get into predictions.
Alright, so since one chamber match has already been ruined for us, let's focus on the other chamber match, and the one that may be more entertaining, the women's match.
Yes, sir. Alright, women's match. So, first question I have for you. Do you think it'll be an entertaining match, or will it be able to live up to the men's match?
I think it'll be an entertaining match.
Just entertaining?
Maybe, if that says anything.
Yeah. Okay, so any predictions on the winner?
I'm really not sure about the women's chamber match when it comes to winners, since there's pretty much not going to be it's basically the same idea as the men's match, but if I have to go with any of the women in the match, I will probably say I really have three choices here. I'm either going with Bianca Belair, Roxanne Perez, or Liv Morgan.
Ooh, we got a newbie here. Roxanne Perez. Tell me more about her, actually. I have no clue really who she is. I heard she came from NXT. At least I heard from the 2 years ago, WWE 2K23 video game.
Well, Roxanne Perez was part of NXT's newest generation that came out in September of 2021. I basically called it Nickelodeon NXT because it was so similar. Because it had the same atmosphere and it also had a new color scheme too.
Mm.
So, but enough about NXT. More to Roxanne Perez. She was part of NXT's newest generation of superstars when they rebranded in 2021. Although she wouldn't win the NXT Women's Championship until a year and 2 months later. And she held that title for a pretty good time. She lost it at Stand and Deliver 2023, I'm pretty sure, but then regained it shortly after at NXT Battleground 2023. And she held the title up until this month when she was called up to the main roster.
Interesting. Is there a specific reason she was called up to the main roster?
I don't know. I feel like they just needed a new NXT Women's Champion.
Nice. And you think she has a chance at winning Chamber today?
She may have a chance. If not, she'll probably put on a good show, make it to the Final Four or Final Three, I'm pretty sure.
All right, nice. Okay. So, my prediction. So, we got 6 very interesting superstars in the chamber today, including Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, who is making her comeback. I was very surprised when she came back at the Royal Rumble this year in Indy. So, that was very fun to see. We got Bayley, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez. So, prediction for me. This superstar, I believe, will face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, unless Rhea Ripley loses on Raw this week to Io Sky. So, my prediction. I believe that Roxanne Perez will give up a very good fight, but WWE will not let her will not let her get an opportunity this early in her career like Bianca Belair did. So I do not believe she could have a chance of winning tonight. No offense to her abilities, just don't think it will happen tonight. Now, I think Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley would be a very interesting match, but I don't think they're going to have her and Rhea duel it out again because they already have many times and it gets boring. So I believe Liv Morgan will find some ways to cheat in the chamber, but she will not pull off the victory tonight. Now, Naomi, love her as a superstar. I just don't think she has it in her tonight. I think she's been in the WWE for a very long time. I think she's in one of her prime stages of her career, but I just believe she doesn't have all the effort tonight to win the chamber. Okay. So, that leaves us down to 3. Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Bayley. And if you want my honest opinion, I think they're going to give Bianca Belair the win tonight and let her face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Because that will be a very good match. And Bianca Belair always finds a way to win. I still remember when she beat Sasha Banks at WrestleMania 37 Tampa Bay, the year after COVID, basically. Very, very interesting for that. But let's move on to our go.
Now, what sucks for the men's chamber match is that I already mentioned that somebody leaked the winner, and I don't think you guys are going to believe it when I tell you the winner.
Buddy, let's not get to ourselves here. Let's not do this. I want to be surprised tonight. So, all right, men's chamber. I guarantee you this match will be amazing. This is definitely the match I'm looking forward to the most tonight. We've got amazing superstars, including the one and only John Cena, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins are very good, and Drew McIntyre, he's going to look to get on his redemption arc as he has just found himself in bad luck in the past year. So, like we said, we are very sorry It did get leaked. I do not know the winner. This prediction is clueless. I have no clue who won, but unfortunately my partner James here does. So he will not be giving a prediction tonight, but I will give my prediction. So, I'm going to start off. I'm going to give two. I'm going to give one of them where it's a surprise. The second one will be to my actual prediction. Let's first talk about Damian Priest. The guy is amazing. I love what they did with his character within the last few months, but I don't think they're going to have him go against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Just because it probably would not work. Love his character. I think he'll go far in the future. Just not tonight will not be his night. Drew McIntyre. My guy has had horrible luck. And I do not believe that luck's going to stop anytime soon because I do not believe he can win this star-studded chamber tonight.
But he is in the chamber with the guy who's been giving him the most amount of bad luck, and that is CM Punk.
Yes, sir. I think that'll come into play tonight. I feel like McIntyre's going to try and mess with Punk somehow, but we'll see what happens. I do not believe McIntyre can win this chamber, though. Logan Paul. Now, if there is a surprise winner in this chamber match, it will be Logan Paul. If there is a surprise winner. If there's a surprise winner, it will be him. Very good athlete. Not a great person, in my opinion, but a very good athlete. I mean, I think a lot of people don't like the Pauls, especially after what they did with Mike Tyson. That was horrible. That was basically elderly abuse of an old man. But, so, Logan Paul, he is my surprise winner, if there is a surprise tonight. But I do not believe in my actual prediction he will win the Rumble. Or not the Rumble, I am so very sorry, the Chamber. So, we got down to 3. CM Punk. I'm very surprised he's made this comeback. In my opinion, I don't think he's up to the level that he was because he's older. He's not in the best physical shape, in my opinion. He can still wrestle. He's just not in the best physical shape. I think he's going to break out tonight and really show his hard work. I think he will be in the final 2 that are in the chamber, but I do not believe he's going to win tonight. I think he will just fall short, and I believe he will get some sort of chance at WrestleMania with someone, but I do not believe it's going to be against Cody Rhodes. Now, with that said, let's get to the you can't see me man, John Cena.
This man came so close to winning the Rumble I think it was this month, or it was last month?
It was last month, yeah.
Yeah, he came so close, just had to lose to Jey Uso, of all people.
Yeah. Now, I loved that Jey Uso won. At first, it was kind of complicated for me to comprehend, but now that I think about it, I love that Jey Uso won because his story arc is incredible.
Yeah, well, why doesn't Jimmy get any attention?
Crazy stuff, man. But let's get to it. So, John Cena. He is definitely in my top 5 wrestler list. But no one could beat The Undertaker, in my opinion. Undertaker's my favorite. But John Cena is definitely in my top 5. Actually, what about you, James? I never heard your top 5. Who's your top 5 wrestlers of all time?
Top 5? I'll go from 5th to 1st. 5th, I would probably have to go with The Rock. 4th, I would probably have to go with Triple H. Number 3, probably have to go with definitely John Cena. Number 2, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And number 1 would also be Undertaker.
Yeah. So, my top five, this is going to be really hard. This is no in particular order, by the way. The only one that is in order is number one, and that is The Undertaker. John Cena, Triple H, definitely in my top five. Rock is definitely another one,
Are
but
you
you've
there?
got one more wrestler. And I know everyone says Stone Cold, but I personally never got into him as much. Which is crazy of me to say, I know. You can boo on me all you want, but I'm just a little bit of a crazy person. So, last wrestler for the moment that I can think of. This might be a little bit of a shocker, but Randy Orton has been amazing in his career.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not denying you in any way. I mean,
yeah,
came close to breaking Ric Flair on Cena's record.
yeah, go. So anyway, back to the men's chamber match. John Cena, incredible superstar. Incredible career, love the guy. Like I said, is in my top five.
Definitely one of the GOATs.
Yes, sir. But he will not win the chamber tonight because this is his farewell tour, and he's not gonna go out with a title. Because what's the point of getting a title if you just have to if you're just gonna relinquish it,
Well,
or just losing to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania? That you don't want to lose your final match. So I do not believe John Cena will win tonight. With that said, my winner, and this is not the surprise, this is my winner, who I think's gonna win, is Seth frickin' Rollins. That man is going to win this chamber match tonight with all the curb stomps going to hell, and he's gonna beat every other superstar in that chamber to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. So, that's my men's chamber prediction. But we will see tonight, won't we? It'll be a very interesting event. But last thing with Elimination Chamber. The final boss came with a very big surprise around 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. Wanting Cody Rhodes' soul. That's a very interesting offer, James.
yes, it is.
So, I'm going to let you go first. Will Cody Rhodes accept the final boss's offer tonight in Toronto, Canada?
Well, that's something I at least know hasn't been leaked. Well, for one, no, he should not take the offer. The company, I say, is doing fine with just having him as an owner. I felt like it was unnecessary to step in and help Roman at WrestleMania last year, and I don't think The Rock should be trying to turn this company to his own terms, if you know what I mean.
Yes, sir. So you think that the final boss will get rejected tonight?
I hope he gets rejected tonight.
Yes, sir. My opinion. It's the exact same as yours. There is no way in hell that Cody Rhodes should accept this offer. This is a horrible offer. I don't know why anyone in WWE would accept that. Because the final boss, Cody Rhodes, they don't have the best history. But apparently they have become better friends. And I guess their mothers have too, coincidentally. But yes, in my opinion, he should not accept this offer tonight. Now, in my opinion, also, it is concerning that Seth Rollins had to talk to Cody Rhodes about it in the first place last week on Raw. That's the concerning part. But I feel like Cody Rhodes just knows better, and he will not accept this offer tonight. And if he does, I feel like that will be the worst decision that Cody Rhodes and WWE could possibly make at the current moment.
But the question is, what do you think is going to happen if he doesn't take the offer?
Well, then Cody Rhodes might get screwed eventually. but he's gotten screwed many times, and he still won. So I feel like Cody Rhodes is doing just fine by himself, and he knows that. And I know he's making this decision based off the WWE audience, and I guarantee you he's not going to let the fans down, because that's not who he is.
Yeah.
So tonight he is not accepting that horrible offer. But anyways, that was the Elimination Chamber. Let's go into our next topic, which definitely is you need some knowledge with this. And I don't have complete knowledge on NASCAR yet. But James, I'd like you to introduce us on NASCAR today.
Well, the NASCAR Cup Series comes to Circuit of the Americas this weekend for the third race of the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season. And there is a lot of headlines going in. A new track layout, a new tire compound, the rise of Connor Zilisch, which we should probably start with first because I know you guys are probably wondering, who the heck is Connor Zilisch?
Yeah,
Well,
like who is that guy? I never heard of the guy. All I know is Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, all that guys.
well, let me introduce you. Connor Zilisch was signed to a development driver deal by Junior Motorsports in 2024. He comes from a somewhat unique racing background. I don't know his entire racing background, but in 2024, he made his first NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series starts before moving on to the Xfinity Series with Junior Motorsports. And in his first race, he won at Watkins Glen with a stacked field consisting of Shane Van Gisbergen, Sheldon Creed, and Austin Hill.
I was about to say, how'd he fare out in Xfinity? But I can tell he fared out pretty decently then.
Oh yeah, and he also drove a few more races after that, and in 2025, Connor Zilisch was signed House Racing on a part-time basis in a fourth car, the number 87, and he makes his first start in the number, and Red Bull comes back to NASCAR after 13 or 14 years away from the sport.
Whoa.
Yeah. Red Bull is back, and I think they're going to be staying.
Interesting. Now I do have a question. Will he make drivers pissed off today like Carson Hocevar did last week with Kyle Busch? I'm sure a lot of people heard how pissed everyone was at Carson last week.
Well, I hope not. Connor Zilisch is a way more respected driver. I've seen his truck races. I've seen his Xfinity races. He is a clean and respectable driver. He thought that, and hey, my boy Shane Van Gisbergen did as well. So,
Yeah. So, actually, the Xfinity race today, I'm looking this up now. Connor Zilisch is on the pole.
he is driving the Junior Sports number 88.
Yes, sir. That is very interesting. Even more interesting that he's on the start today.
Yeah.
So, but what is your opinion on the new track layout this weekend?
I'm not so sure about it. I feel like it's not as good as what Formula One currently races on their track layout for the same track. Because F1 and NASCAR actually have a joint relationship with this track, with NASCAR racing it around late February, early March, and Formula One, which hosts the U.S. Grand Prix at Circuit of the Americas, they race it around mid to late October. Yeah. So, if you want my opinion, I would say just use the layout they've had since 2021.
Nice. So, here's what I think. I looked at one picture of this track layout, and I mean, I'm actually pretty happy with it because it actually doesn't make the races long because obviously road courses are going to be they feel a little longer. But in my opinion, this makes it a little bit shorter, and I like that. In my opinion, at least, in my opinion, I don't like watching very long NASCAR races. It gets my attention off the race. But I think this is a decent track layout. Now, with that said, last thing about this topic today, who's going to be the winner?
I think it's gonna toss up between maybe 3 or 4 of the guys, and by that I mean Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, AJ Allmendinger, or Shane Van Gisbergen.
Okay.
But if I had to choose one, it would probably have to be Chase Elliott.
Interesting. Now, my thoughts on that. That is a very good, interesting prediction. I like that. I'm going to give a little bit of a surprise winner today. I think Connor Zilic will come in the top 15 because I've noticed a nice trend on new drivers getting good spots early on. So I think he'll come in the top 15 today, unless he gets in a wreck. But I think it could be between Gisbergen, Byron, and I'll say Larson.
Okay.
But with that said, I think Shane Van Gisbergen's going to win today in Texas at Circuit of Americas. I think he's going to pull this one off today. Or tomorrow, I should say.
I got him for Mexico City in June.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were racing in Mexico this year.
Both Xfinity and Cup will be racing in Mexico City this year.
Yeah, I thought they did last year too. Or was that? Or maybe that was something else.
Yeah, I think it was a different track.
Okay. I'm sure Daniel Suarez will have a very nice time there. He always loves going international, I heard.
Yeah. I'm thinking he gets a top 5 while at Mexico City.
Yeah, that seems right. He'll have some inspiration there. So, that's NASCAR. Very interesting topic this week. We'll see what happens at COTA. Now, the biggest event of the week, in my opinion, the NFL Combine.
All right, here we go. This is the big headline. Everyone is talking about it. Everybody wants to know who's going to be the number 1 pick and where they're going to.
Yes, sir. And I will say, on this podcast, you'll hear me talk about the NFL like nothing else because I love the NFL. I'm very knowledgeable in it. James is too. No offense, but I think I'm one of the most knowledgeable guys in the NFL that you'll ever hear.
That I might be able to accept.
Yeah. All right. So let's start off with the Combine. I watched the Combine today and yesterday and Friday when I was able to. And there are some guys that really popped out at me. Obviously, you got some guys who didn't participate. Now, I don't believe Travis Hunter did yesterday, which was actually which kind of sucked because I'd actually heard he was going to participate in the Combine, but apparently he did not. So, all right. But yesterday, the big guys that stood out for defensive backs. And I love this guy, and this guy is a big surprise. Especially for me as a Bills fan, I hope we get this guy late. Nick Emmanwori out of South Carolina, who I believe is a safety, but they only listed him as a defensive back for right now. Either way, the dude is a monster. He is a monster of a player. Had a beautiful broad and vertical jumps, and had a very nice run in the 40-yard dash.
No, it's always those South Carolina guys. They always, especially on their defense, South Carolina's been known for having a nice defense, especially that one game with Michigan.
Yeah. Jadeveon Clowney. But anyway, so with that said, Nicky Manwari, amazing player. Loved the guy yesterday. Like said, also there was another guy that I liked as well, Maxwell Hairston, out of Kentucky, UK. Personally, I'm a UK basketball fan, college basketball. Go Cats! Hopefully we get the win. Actually, our game is at 1 o'clock today against number 1 ranked Auburn. Hopefully we get the W. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But we are very injured, so we'll see. We're very injured, which sucks. But what can you do about injuries? Injury bug always hits you like a bitch. But yeah, anyway. So Maxwell Hairston, very speedy, very fast guy. So yeah, he's very fast. His coverage, he may lose some guys sometimes in coverage, but he catches back up. That's the thing about Maxwell Hairston. Now for the Bills, they definitely need a defensive back. They need some defensive back help. Definitely at the safety position, in my opinion. Now DeMar Hamlin and Taylor Rapp, they did good this season. I really like Taylor Rapp, but DeMar Hamlin, he was good. He was good. Not great, in my opinion. I think if the Bills draft Nicky Manwari, I think that definitely gives a nice Micah Hyde replacement. Maybe even better for the future for the Buffalo Bills secondary.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that, and now the tight ends did participate as well yesterday. I didn't pay much attention to them as much, but one standout that I did really like, Mason Taylor out of LSU, did good in his drills yesterday. And I heard definitely Rich Eisen hyping him up as well. So wondering what team he'll get drafted at. I think he could be a third round, the fourth round pick from what I'm hearing, but we will find out. So that is scouting combine from yesterday. Now going on to Friday. Friday was, let's see, it was defensive lineman. And I think it was defensive lineman only, or was there another? Let's see. I believe it was I know it was defensive lineman, but I believe there's some other guys that did as well, but I might be wrong. Hold on, just give me a second, guys. Yeah, man, it gets silent after a while. Um, so let's see. Man, this is. Oh, linebackers. It was the linebackers. It was the linebackers from yesterday. I'm very sorry. I forget some things sometimes. Bad memory. Standout defensive lineman. This is another thing I'm paying attention about as a Bills fan. I'm definitely paying attention to this. James Pierce Jr. had an amazing combine day, and I believe that pushes his draft stock up, but I don't think teams are going to draft him early. I think he's going to fall to late in the first round. And if he does fall to us at 30, and Nicky Manwari is not there, I believe the Buffalo Bills should pick James Pierce Jr. 19.5 sacks through his, I believe it was 2 years at Tennessee. Very good stat line. And I believe the Bills with Greg Rousseau as well. I think the Bills are going to let go of Von Miller this year in free agency. So we're going to need his replacement. And James Pierce Jr., amazing guy for that.
Nice. I wish we had more good defensive guys on our Buck squad. I always feel like it's Anton Winfield Jr. just to carry the defense, bro. It sucks.
Yeah. And Tampa Bay, you gotta fix some stuff up, but I think y'all will be okay. Now, with that said, there are 2 more guys that I want to talk about defensive linemen. These are defensive ends. Well, actually, I'll talk about defensive tackle as well. So I'm gonna begin with Abdul Carter. Did not participate, obviously, this weekend on Friday. Or, I'm sorry, Thursday. Yeah, he did not participate on Thursday because of a foot injury. I believe it's some sort of stress nerve in his foot. He decided ultimately not to get surgery. I believe that is the best move because if you get surgery, your draft stock's going to go down. Just look at, let's see. There was a guy, I believe it was 2 years ago, that went to Philadelphia. And his he's a good player now. I know that, but his draft stock went down, and he didn't get picked until the fourth round because of an injury. And he was supposed to be a first round pick. He slipped. He slipped big time.
Whoa.
So, yeah, if I think about that player, I will bring him up. But I believe he's a starter now on the Eagles roster. I don't know why I can't think of the guy, but
Also, oh, I know this isn't really related to defense, but a guys who draft stock also went down this year, Jason Milroe, after his bad performance at
I'm
Alabama.
sorry, my guy. Did you just say Jason Milroe?
Yeah, I said Jason Milroe. His
Dang,
stock is gonna go
that
down.
is crazy. You said it is Jalen, my guy. You're good. You're good, buddy. Jason Milroe is crazy. He's not. He filled out so bad that you forgot his first name.
I'm guessing he's definitely going to be in one of the lower rounds. His highest round will probably be the middle round. I can't really specify what round he's going to be in. I'm guessing it'll probably be around the 4 to 6 range.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. So I'll get to quarterbacks in just a bit, but Abdul Carter, amazing player in my opinion. Draft stock is very high. I'm not quite on the hype train of his high draft stock though. I don't know if he's quite the first overall pick, especially with this foot, because to my understanding, a lot of people are having him go to Tennessee at 1. And we'll give our mock draft predictions next week on next week's episode. But I don't think he's going to go number 1 because Tennessee needs a quarterback. Because Will Levis ain't going to do it. I'm sorry. Will Levis ain't going to do it for you guys. Whoever likes Mayo, I'm sorry, but Will Levis ain't going to do it for you guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, last guy I want to talk about, Draft Combine, and this guy's stock went up yet on Thursday as well. Landon Jackson, bald guy out of Arkansas. My guy is incredible. Ran an amazing 40. He very much impressed in drills, and his tape is very good as well. The guy has a lot of things, and I think he will make it a good way in the NFL. I think he will be a second-round pick, but his draft stock, I think teams are definitely going to interview him more after his performance at the Combine on Thursday. Now to the defensive tackles. Defensive tackles. Kenneth Grant. Kenneth Grant out of Michigan. And I'm talking about this for Bills. If you're a Bills fan and you're watching this, this is for our perspective. Kenneth Grant, I believe, will fall to us at 30, but it just depends who is there. Especially after a fall-off year from Daquan Jones. The only great defensive tackle we currently have is Ed Oliver. We need someone else to help that guy out, and we don't have big men on our D-line. Kenneth Grant is a big boy. He is a big boy. He will help us out. But we will see, won't we? But
Yes,
our
we
mock
will.
draft predictions, top 10, will come out next week on the next week episode of whatever this podcast is called. But enough about the Combine. Let's just get to some NFL news.
All right.
The
So,
Los Angeles Rams. Oh, I'm very sorry. You may go ahead.
I was actually going to say, the Rams have made a deal to keep Matthew Stafford, so all trades for him are out of the equation.
Yes, sir. Boo-hoo Raiders. Boo-hoo Giants. I'm sorry for your loss. But I believe that is a I think this should be a wake up call to the Giants that they need to draft a quarterback. They need to draft a quarterback. They need to
Definitely.
draft a quarterback. No free agency, people. No Russell Wilson. No Sam Darnold. Draft a quarterback. Draft Cam Ward. Draft Shedeur Sanders. Draft somebody with your third overall pick, Giants. You're not sliding away with this. I don't care if you want Travis Hunter or not. Draft a quarterback. But anyway, sorry about that fit of rage. But the Rams, I think this is a decent move for the Rams. They have a decently late pick. They're not going to get a new quarterback this year. Unless they want to draft a late quarterback like Jalen Milroe and see what happens with him in the late round, or Quinn Ewers. And with Carson Beck staying in college football, going to Miami, he is off the table. Very good move by Carson Beck, by the way, because he definitely fell off this year. He fell off. I don't know what even happened to him. It's because of injuries and all that. He fell off. So he definitely needs a rebound year with Miami. So with him staying, I think LA could definitely wait and see what Matthew Stafford can do for them for the future.
Definitely.
So with that, let's go to some other teams that need quarterback help. The Raiders. I will say the exact same thing for the Raiders. Draft a quarterback. You either get Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. Pick one. If you need to trade up for one, trade up. Because you need a quarterback. Aiden O'Connell ain't gonna do it for you guys. Very sorry to break it to you, Raiders fans, but you guys need a quarterback. This stuff ain't gonna work for you guys anymore. You need a quarterback. And I guarantee you, Gardner Minshew, Mustache Man, he ain't gonna do it for you guys. But anyway. Now the free agent quarterbacks. Justin Fields and Sam Darnold in particular. I want your prediction first. Where do you think they're going to go in free agency?
Well, I really want Sam Darnold. Let's start off with him. I feel like Sam Darnold should go back to Minnesota. I feel like Minnesota needs to bring him back because
Okay. I've heard opinions like that too. We can talk about that more next week, but my opinion differs. I think he's going to go somewhere else, and I'll tell you that place now. Justin Fields. I'll start off with Justin Fields, though. I believe the New York Jets are going to take a chance on the guy, and I think they're going to sign him to a one-year deal in free agency just to test it out, because the Jets, they're not in much of a position to draft a quarterback this year. So I believe with Justin Fields, I think they're going to be able to go a decent way, and I think they should just pick up Justin Fields. Now for Sam Darnold, this is going to be a shocker, but I believe Sam Darnold is going to go off to the amazing city of Pittsburgh.
What?
I think he's going to go to Pittsburgh, and I think Pittsburgh's going to draft Ashton Jeanty. If the Cowboys don't draft Ashton Jeanty, he's going to go to Pittsburgh. And I think Pittsburgh's going to be locked and loaded this year if they do this. Because Pittsburgh, Russell Wilson, I don't think he's the future. Yana, who could be the future? Sam frickin' Darnold, who somehow came up with an amazing year this year. So I think Pittsburgh should do that. I don't think they should give him an outrageous deal, but he's definitely going to get a payday. I think he's going to get a 3-year contract with the Steelers worth at least, I'm going to say, $100 million.
Okay.
Very interesting. Man, your dog is shocked too, isn't he?
Yeah. You hear that, Bear? The Steelers may get Sam Darnold.
Oh my God, Bear. Don't. Yeah, listen to him. Pittsburgh's gonna get Sam Darnold. But anyway, that's the NFL and quarterbacks. We can talk more about more positions next week. But all right. Also, as well as the NFL, I got to mention at the combine as well. The quarterback prospects of this year's draft are a little bit more limited than last year, but some late round guys that I think could turn into very good prospects. Two guys come to mind. Jackson Dart out of Mississippi, Ole Miss, will be throwing at the combine today. And Kyle McCord out of Syracuse, I believe, will be throwing at the combine today as well.
Okay.
And I believe those guys, if they put up a good showing, I believe they could be at least second, third, early third round guys. And I think some teams could take a chance on these kids because incredible talents from both quarterbacks. Very accurate with their throws, very precise. And in my opinion, Jackson Dart, he's incredible. I'm surprised not more people have him ranked higher than I do. Like, in my opinion, he's the third best quarterback in this class, followed by Kyle McCord. So, yeah, very, very great prospects going there. So, if there's teams I want to take, say the Titans don't want to draft a quarterback in the first round, I think they could definitely take a chance on Jackson Dart. I think that'd actually be a good move for Tennessee. They take a chance at that Jackson Dart in the second or third round.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, with that said, let's get in. I believe, let's see, we got one last topic, and that is just some small news around sports.
Yeah, some recaps of any games, stuff around the NBA, the NHL, MLB. Let's start off with the NHL and how the All-Star game should change after what happened at Four Nations.
Yeah, man, I am very still disappointed that the United States lost to Canada. That's a tough loss for the United States.
Very. But the Canada crowd, do you know how hostile they were?
Canada crowd was not great, but anyway, besides that, it was a really good final game. But I just wish the United States would have won. But what can you do?
Yeah. So, what does this mean for the All-Star game after what we saw? Because they're going to have to make some changes to the All-Star game, I think.
Yeah. Now, I am not as knowledgeable in the NHL. I am a very good Sabres fan, which I hope the Sabres get a little bit better. They are 2-1 since the All-Star break, so I think we're on a decent track. But I do hope the Sabres do get a little bit better. But anyway, All-Star game, in my opinion, I like the Four Nations. I like the Four Nations format this year. I thought it was very interesting because I have never watched an NHL All-Star game in my life. And I don't even know how they work. So the Four Nations were kind of like my introduction. And I liked it. I definitely liked it. So I think we should definitely keep that for the future. Can't really say the same about the NBA, but but what do you think about the NHL All-Star game since you are definitely more knowledgeable at the NHL than me?
Well, I feel like we should have like a few different formats for all our All-Star game. I feel like we shouldn't have a bunch of nations just straight up colliding and just fighting all over the ice. Even though fighting was peak hockey back then, they
Oh
rarely.
yeah.
I don't feel like we should just have two countries just beating the hell out of each other. But that's not a good look for the sport. So I feel like we should just stay away from all of this and just never have a four nations ever again.
Dang, okay. That's a little bit much, but okay.
Especially if Canada and the United States are playing against each other, because this may happen again. Yeah. No more four nations. If you're going to do four nations, just don't invite the US and Canada.
Okay.
That probably isn't going to happen, but whatever.
Yeah. So, but yeah, NHL. We'll see how the rest of the NHL season goes. We are coming to a close. Let's move on to college basketball. Now, I've never talked to you about this personally, about how knowledgeable on college basketball you are in. But for me, the SEC is the most dominant conference in college basketball. You got Auburn with Johnny Broome.
You
You
got
got Alabama with Mark Sears. And you've got Florida with Walter Clayton. Incredible. And you've also got some minor teams like Kentucky, Tennessee. I forgot about Tennessee as well. Missouri, Mizzou, they're doing very well at the current moment. Vanderbilt, in my opinion, is a very surprise team.
Yeah.
So, and Texas A&M as well. Very good teams in the SEC this year. The SEC tournament, when it comes up, will be a very interesting one.
Definitely. But
Yeah.
then you have the weaker links. Arkansas, Georgia, LSU, South Carolina. God, South Carolina is bad.
Yeah, you've got the weaker links as well. But now, if you talk about the ACC, the two powerhouses of the ACC, the Duke Blue Devils with Cooper Flagg, and we've got the Clemson Tigers, who are my favorite football team for college. That's my favorite college football team. My favorite college basketball team is Kentucky. But very big powerhouses. Clemson with the upset over Duke a few weeks ago. I watched the final moments of that game. That was an insane game. Very good for Clemson. Very good win.
That was Duke's first loss in an ACC game this year.
Yeah. I know they had 3 losses. We got Kentucky. Screw you, Duke fans. No, I'm joking. But yeah, Kentucky, huge win over Duke early in the season. We have Clemson, and we have one more team. I forgot. Let me see here. One last team that beat Duke this year. You remember who it was?
It was. Let me see here.
Oh, it was Kansas. It was Kansas early
Yeah.
in the year. So, Kansas got a very big win too. And actually a big storyline in college basketball. Kansas is out of the top 25. It's unbelievable.
What the hell is going on here, man?
Like, how the hell? Like, Kansas is out of the top 25 now. Like, they'll probably make March Madness, but like, what? How is Kansas out of all people out of the top 25? UConn! Don't forget UConn. They've been mediocre this season too. Like, what? Like, it's unbelievable. But anyway, we've got those. And college basketball will be very interesting in the next few weeks coming up to March Madness. And once March Madness bracket is officially out, I made a bracket last year and I predicted the top two finalists correctly. I predicted the final game correctly, UConn and Purdue, but sadly, UConn won. So I picked the wrong winner there. But I did pick the final two correctly last year, so we'll see if my bracket goes well this year as well. We will share with you guys our brackets and all that. So
Yes.
let's go with our last topic today on our sports news, the NBA.
Yes.
Now, I will state I am a Hornets fan. We have sucked this season. We have sucked. I have given up on the Hornets this year. So I will not be speaking on the Hornets. They just suck. Horrible losses. I feel so bad for LaMelo Ball. But anyway, the biggest thing that a lot of people are still talking about to this day, the Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis trade.
They're not shutting up about it, man.
Yeah. Now, I will start my opinion on it. At first, I thought it was a huge, huge W for the Lakers. It was a huge W, and it still is. Now the Mavericks. Anthony Davis played in one game this year so far against the Rockets. Incredible. That was an incredible game from Anthony Davis. He started off hot, but he got injured again. Like I said, the injury bus hits you like a bitch. It hits you hard. The injury bus. So yeah, poor Mavericks. Now the Lakers. Luka. Luka at first, not so great. He didn't start so great. Last night had 31 points on his birthday. Luka Doncic is coming to be for the Lakers, and I believe the Lakers are going to go very far in the playoffs this year. What do you think? What do you think about this? All this drama about the Lakers and Mavericks.
Well, looking now, LA have definitely been on the higher end of the stick, while the Mavs have been on the lowest. Hell, the Mavs they may not even make the playoffs. The last 10 games, they've just been barely able to keep it above 500 with a 6-4 record in the last 10 games.
Actually, I'll pull up the standings right now for the Western Conference and give you guys some sort of a hint of what's going on. So the Western Conference is what everyone's talking about. Now, another surprise about the Western Conference is the Suns. The Suns aren't doing as well this season either. They're not even in a play-in spot. They're not even in a play-in. Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, they ain't even in a play-in spot.
Yeah.
But in the conference standings in the Western Conference go as follows. Number 1 seed, OKC. Number 2 seed, Denver. Number 3, Memphis. Number 4, LA. Lakers. Number 5, Houston Rockets. Number 6, LA Clippers. Number 7, Golden State Warriors, who have definitely done better in the last few games. Number 8, Dallas Mavericks. Number 9, Minnesota Timberwolves, who, I'm going to say this, Anthony Edwards, what the fuck are you doing, my guy? What the fuck are you doing? You got your 16th technical this year. My boy, you gotta chill out. I don't know. Yeah, when will it be enough for you? You got suspended. When will it be enough? You have 16 techs. Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. But anyway, besides that, then I believe 10 seed is Sacramento. So
Yes.
very interesting Western Conference this year. So we got that. Eastern Conference, I'm not even going to say it. The Eastern Conference is a little bit of a more blow-away. But the surprise team in the Eastern Conference came out of nowhere. The Detroit Pistons. How? They went from the worst team, basically, in the NBA last year to being goated. What, in your opinion, James, what happened? What happened with these Detroit Pistons?
Dude, I don't know. I seriously don't know. The Pistons should not be this good. That's all I can say.
I know, but Cade Cunningham supporting cast just crazy. It's crazy what the Pistons have done. They're probably going to make the playoffs, and
I'm guessing first round exit, but yeah, they may be playoff contenders this year.
yes,
33-7,
sir.
8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah. So let's see here. They are currently sixth. They're currently sixth in the Eastern Conference, just barely out of a play-in spot. They are like 4 games ahead of Miami, though. So I think if they keep on the pace they are going, they will be fine to lock up a playoff spot. So, yeah. But then that means
Okay.
they'll have to face a very good team like New York or Milwaukee. So we'll see. But, yeah. Now, Jimmy Butler and Golden State as well. Also, that's a good move. Jimmy Butler's been doing way better in Golden State, and not as much drama either.
Yeah. And now I'm hoping the Heat can be a poverty franchise again.
They could be a poverty franchise. That's crazy. That is crazy, my guy. But anyway, that's the NBA. We will see what happens, and they're coming on the home stretch as well. Let me look this up real quick. Actually, how many games do we have left in the NBA? The Hornets. We are in the beginning of March now, so we have around 24 games left for the Hornets. So we have around a good just over 20 games left in the NBA.
Let's see where my Orlando Magic are at.
Oh, you're an Orlando fan.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough one for you guys,
Yeah.
but you guys are eighth and currently in a play-in spot, and considering that every other team that is not in the playoff spot or in the play-in sucks right now, I think you guys will be just fine.
I hope so.
You guys will be just fine unless you guys just start to lose every game possible. Because don't
Yeah.
forget, we've got Washington in our conference. If you're ever feeling bad about yourself, at least you're not as bad as Washington.
Yeah. And also some guys that we have in our conference. We have the Raptors. The Raptors they're bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry, they're just not good.
Yeah, we got the Raptors, we got the Nets, we got the Bulls, and we got the 76ers.
Philadelphia! What happened?
1-9 in the 76ers last 10.
What
A 20
happened?
a 20-38 record.
What happened?
Also, now since we mentioned the 76ers, they have shut down Joel Embiid
Joel
for the rest of the
Embiid for the
season.
whole season. He's done. 76ers are DONE done. There is no hope for 76ers fans. Well, actually, wait. Actually, there might be. It's Chicago. Actually, in my opinion, there is no hope. Your guys' season is over. Paul George was too focused on these types of podcasts. He was way too focused on his podcasts, and he just hasn't done the best this year. But anyway, 76ers fans, you are done. Go.
76ers fans, your season's over. All right, thank you guys
Womp
so much.
womp.
Thank you guys so much for watching this first episode of the podcast.
Yeah, we're two teenagers looking for something fun to do, and like this is just awesome, doing this, doing stuff, talking about the things we love, and hopefully you guys have that same thing in common as well. And eventually, hopefully this podcast gets some decent views and everything, gets some decent audience. We will actually show our faces. Actually, let's make a goal. Face reveal. When's our face reveal going to be? We'll do face reveal when we first hit 100,000 views. What about that?
Beautiful.
100,000 views on a podcast, either on Podbean or on YouTube. We will, once we get 100,000 views on either which, we will show our faces. Real
Nice.
sharp faces. And if you are looking for the YouTube version of this podcast, it is on the YouTube channel Nasty Beast Unleashed 45. And those are capital N, capital B, and capital U, 45.
That is
And
my
that is the YouTube channel that James has.
Yep. Oh, about 930 subscribers, but with this podcast, I feel like we could make it a lot more than just 930. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So with that, we thank you guys so very much for watching this podcast or listening to this podcast today. We hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful night whenever you're listening to this. And my final line. Hey, let's go Buffalo.
alright, well, thank you guys so much, and we will see you guys again next weekend, I'm guessing. Whenever we do this again, I'm guessing it's going to be next weekend, but yeah.
We'll see.
Alright.
Adios, audience. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye, everybody.